Hello, everyone, and
Hello.
welcome to twitch.tv/the Onyx Path, where tonight we are playing Scarredlands, Sins of Shelzar in Frostlands of Fenrilik. This is Season 3, Episode 7, entitled Winterbloom. Before we dive too far into tonight's festivities, there are a couple things I would like to bring to your attention as we are playing Scarredlands. I feel it's pertinent to let everyone know that we currently have an OGL sale going on over at our partners at IPR, Indie Press Revolution. It's 50% off traditional printed OGL books. So basically everything for Scarredlands, Legend Lore, the first edition of Pugmire, and in addition to those, we also have couple of Chronicles of Darkness products, the Dark Eras, and Changeling the Lost. All that stuff is 50% off in a traditional print over at Indie Press Revolution. So it's a great time to head over and pick those up. Also want to make you all aware that the GM's Day, excuse me, I can't talk. It's probably all the cold medicine I've taken today. The GM's Day sale is on over at Drive Through RPG. This is up to 30% off on thousands of PDFs across the site, but most importantly, basically everything from Onyx Path is on sale. And so it is a perfect time to go up and fill up your collection over at Drive Through RPG. And if I'm not mistaken, let me triple check. I do know that a lot of the Slurration Vault stuff is included in that sale. I'm just looking to see if Frostlands of Fenrilik is, which is the Guide to Fenrilik, the Northern Continent, which is where we are currently adventuring. Just bringing that up real quick. I should have done my homework earlier, but I was busy being high on cold meds. Yes, Frostlands Fenrilik is on sale in the GM's Day sale. So if you want to get the PDF at 30% off, you can use that lovely link I just posted in chat. When last our adventurers met, you had gone to Kovokimmer seeking out some magical secrets for Nolo, but also trying to find where the Winterbloom seeds might have been. While there, you were tasked by a local wizard to take an experimental lift down to the caverns at the bottom of the Tobor Gorge to do some exploration. You survived the lift, but when you arrived at the bottom, you discovered some caverns, and within those caverns, a new strange, unusual species of folk calling themselves the Krampek. And the Krampek explained to you that they had had some difficulties. Some members of their village had been kidnapped by Skarai, the sort of crab-like Drider folk that you encountered when you first arrived in Fenrilik. And you were tasked with saving them. In order to, or upon completion of this, they had promised you some artifacts that they had in their possession, which turned out to be, in fact, the Winterbloom seeds. After descending into the caves, you heroically and successfully fought off the Scry and were able to liberate the Krampek who they had held prisoner. Upon completing that, you return to the Krampek village with your recently saved friends, where I will assume you took a long rest after, because you'd all taken quite a beating, and are now rising the following day. They have set aside sleeping quarters for each of you that were closer to the ground level. As you may recall, the village itself is actually built into the walls of the caverns, going up the sides of the walls. The Crampex seemed to be particularly adept at climbing up and down, so they build their settlements right into the walls themselves. But they were kind enough to put together some sort of close to ground floor sleeping quarters for you all. It was comfortable enough. Now that you've rested, what would you all like to do?
As mentioned before, I was kind of keeping my eye out for anything or anyone that looked like clay crafts.
Yeah, you can see in the village they have a couple of sort of industrial setups that appear to be built atop geothermal vents. So like there's a forge there for metalworking that sits atop a geothermal vent, and you actually see there is like a potter's wheel and a kiln built atop another one of the geothermal vents. So you can find a clay worker there.
Ooh. I'm gonna see if I can manage via both drawing and potentially, you know, without having a common language, manage to describe what I need, which is a small figurine of a ziggurat.
Worst case scenario, you could ask someone in the party to translate for. I thought you had comprehend languages.
I have tongues. Guess what the material component is?
Oh, gotcha.
I can't help you out. I don't speak
happy
anything,
to translate for you because I can't give it to you, but I can translate for you.
Yeah, but I want to try to do it without just because.
Okay, if you want to just simply try it, give it a shot. Why don't you go ahead and give me let's do a performance check.
Cool.
Is this an interpretive dance? I feel like it's an interpretive dance.
I got a 16.
With a 16, it's a pretty solid interpretive dance. So you do.
Well, I mean, I probably drew it and then, like, you know.
Don't ruin the visual, Corey. You interpretive dance there.
And then I did a dance involving, you know.
Making like the stacks.
Yeah.
Excellent. While Charlung is interpretive dancing, what are the rest of you all doing?
Did you say we got to rest? So we did get a long rest in?
Yeah.
You did get a long rest in. You now have the full benefit of your heightened level.
I want to make a weapon.
Nice.
Okay. What sort of weapon are you working on?
I want to make myself a new hammer using some of the materials that I've gotten so that it will be like extra strong, and maybe we'll have like some sort of, I don't know, maybe I'll get Sherlong to draw a tattoo on it or something. Because they have adamantine still.
Okay, excellent. So you're going to work on an adamantine hammer?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a strength check with your proficiency bonus, please.
That's the kind of project that might take weeks.
But I can start now.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a net 20, but it teetered on the thing, and it was like 20, 14, motherfucker. So that's 23, 4, 5, 6, 27.
Excellent. So yeah, you yes, this will be a project that will take multiple times, but you actually get a really solid start on that hammer. If you basically, you'll need either 2 more successful rolls or 1 roll that's above a 20 to complete it. So you're not far off.
Cool.
Actually, damn, that's self.
Magecraft?
Yeah.
Sure is.
I could give that as a tattoo.
You could theoretically tattoo Magecraft on someone.
What would that do?
Doubles your proficiency bonus and halves your craft time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If the spell is used each day during work on a downtime activity, the cost of the material consumed and number of days required for the work are halved. It also gives you advantage on all checks made with your artisan tools. It does not double your proficiency.
It doesn't double your proficiency. It gives you advantage. I blame the cold medicine.
I start telling you about that spell and etc.
While you're like
yeah.
banging out a hammer, and next to you, the person on the pottery wheel is making a ziggurat. What is Charlie doing at this time?
Wasn't I working on like an epic poem?
I believe you might have been. Yes.
Yeah,
if you,
I think
if
I'm
you'd
going to
like
continue working on that.
Go ahead and make a performance check for me, please.
I don't know what a D20 looks like, bro. Hold on. A total of oh no, it's 16. Sorry.
Excellent. You may mark down in your notes that you have another successful attempt at that. Do you have a number of successful attempts written down yet?
I don't think you've ever had me do that before.
Okay. So you can write down that you have 1 of 3 successful attempts at an epic poem. And what is the subject of this epic poem?
Our travels, but remember I was gonna make it so that like Haiku was like the biggest badass ever because he sacrificed himself.
Right, that's correct. Excellent. So it's one might say it's a haiku about haiku, but it's not actually a haiku.
No, it's gonna be longer.
It's much longer than a haiku. It's a chain of haikus about haiku.
Hmm.
Excellent. And whilst all that activity is going on, what oh good Lord, what's Lulu doing?
Hanging out.
Right, so you just gotta sit there chilling.
She'll help. I can help. I can help Alan make her weapon because I'm strong, so I can hold something.
Excellent. So you're just sitting there with the tongs, holding onto the metal while Alan's beating on it.
Sure, that sounds great.
That works. And Ithrin, what about you?
Ithrin is hanging out with the Winterbloom seeds, just contemplating them.
Excellent. Is there anything in particular that you're trying to attain, or are you trying to get like an understanding of them? You can spend a short rest like familiarizing yourself with a magic item to get an idea of its properties, and then attune it if it allows attunement and requires it and you choose to do so.
Yeah, I think she would do that because she wants to understand would this, so if she does what the Snow Queen wants, would that like return seasonal balance to the world, or would the world just freeze for everybody forever? Because one is good and the other is not.
Which one's good? Just kidding.
Well, as you are contemplating them, you come to the conclusion that the Winterbloom seeds themselves are an artifact. They require attunement by a cleric or druid. Each one is a unique magical item which contains the power to unleash winter on a continent. Once the seed is planted in the soil of the continent, it sprouts and blooms in 1d6 minutes. While it is sprouting, the Winterbloom has an AC of 10, hardness of 2, and 5 hit points. However, once the plant blooms, it unleashes a massive magical effect, blanketing the continent in an intense winter for 1d10 years. During this winter, the environment is similar to that of Fenrilik, as temperatures drop well below freezing and snow and ice become commonplace. The false winter can be ended early if the Winterbloom is cut down before the winter expires.
Okay. So we could cut the tree down to end the long winter, because that means. Oh, shit. Well, we could cut it down, but I don't think the Snow Queen would go for that. How big is the area of effect? It's a whole continent, yeah?
Once a winter bloom is planted, and while it remains so, the landmass where it is planted and everything within 500 miles of the edges of that landmass are considered to be in deep winter with temperatures below freezing and heavy snow.
That's 1,000 miles.
Yeah, it's 500 miles beyond the border of the landmass.
Oh.
So theoretically, if you planted it on, if your geography is right, if you planted it on every continent on Skarn, it would literally cover the entire planet. Nice.
Okay. That would be bad. Because I figure if we just brought like one season of winter, like people would probably still perish. But like it's in the name of like restoring balance, so acceptable losses. But years long winter, people are going to die a lot.
Yes, yes. Why don't you make a history check for me if you don't mind, there, Arthur?
Oh yes, please. No. I rolled a 5.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you know that while you might not be terribly familiar with the layout of like the other continents on the world, you might not know a whole lot about their ecosystems and their normal weather. You can imagine that, like in Shelzar alone, and the surrounding areas of Shelzar, a winter of any length of time, thousands of people would likely freeze to death because there's just no preparation that they could make for it. They're not ready for it.
And I mean, we could always like warn people. Oh, excuse me. False alarm. We could always warn people, but people are like really bad about responding to, hey, the climate is changing, you should do something about it.
Sure. Yeah, people might not respond well to that. There's also the reality of like, there's getting the word out, but also you're fairly certain that there are plenty of folks who would oppose such a plan. And if you started trying to run around saying, hey, we're about to freeze the continent, chances are good there would be no small amount of folks who would do their best to interfere with that plan.
Okay. All right, well, so by this point, Ithrin is attuned to at least one of the seeds.
You don't necessarily have to attune it when you're learning its properties.
I think Ithrin would want to attune at least one of the seeds.
Okay.
With an eye towards figuring out how to file it down, essentially. Like, is there a way that it could still bring about winter, just not like super deadly Arctic cold?
As far as you can tell, no. Your best bet, if you wanted to try to fulfill the spirit of the agreement while saving as many lives as possible, your best bet would be to cut down the Winterbloom as soon as it sprouted. But again, the letter of your task is to ensure that they are planted and thriving on all 4 other continents of Fenrilik.
Okay. All right. Last question.
Yes.
Uh, going through like her druid training or cleric training or whatever sort of training she has. So pretty sure if I don't do what she wants, I will be smote.
No, you're probably going to suffer a fate that's much worse than being smote.
Okay.
Actually, there are you are aware of creatures who of legend who are known as the Unhallowed.
Oh, yes.
It says the lore teaches that sometimes, maybe once in 100 years, a child favored by the gods is born. The baby seems destined for greatness, stronger, swifter, smarter, more beautiful than any other. And most of these children achieve their destiny and changes their world for the better. But as a fundamental truth of the universe, the gods expect much from those who receive their greatest gifts. Sometimes that trust is betrayed. With a single act of treachery, a blessed individual might spurn the gods and waste their gifts. Such violation of trust earns the eternal enmity of the gods. Such powerful individuals do not pass into the afterlife easily. They cling to the world of the living by sheer tenacity, knowing what punishments await them beyond. These tormented spirits are known as the Unhallowed, since they have been rejected by the gods. Their malign influence can destroy entire kingdoms as an unhallowed worms their way into a ruling family or other position of power. Even today, it is rumored that the pirate lord Tanarchus, the tortured King Virduk, or young Queen Galita might be an Unhallowed. Their crimes are so great that they effectively become immortal. An Unhallowed cannot be destroyed by sword or spell alone. Their betrayal of the gods is key to their fate. In a holy place, one who wishes to destroy an Unhallowed must confront them, reveal its true name, and the terrible act of enmity that sealed its fate. Once this is done, the creature can be fought and destroyed, though it doesn't actually remove any of the Unhallowed's power. So it's still a pretty nasty fight, most likely.
Okay, so still not a thing I want to have happen.
Probably not. Now, it's not impossible that, like, you've had at least the servants of one other god beseech you to not do this. So it's not impossible that the other gods might intercede on your behalf in the event that Freya decides to get really, really upset at you. But it's also not inconceivable if the other gods will just leave you to swing because you're just immortal.
Right. Okay. Yay. Yeah, so, I think at some point Ephraim is gonna come back upstairs, and tell people what's going on.
All right, are you sharing all that lore with the rest of the group and not holding anything back?
No, but she is gonna sort of pitch it like the best bet might be to plant the seeds and then cut the trees down. That would still have bad consequences. That's like the least worst out of a whole bunch of bad options. So if anyone else has an idea, I'm all ears.
What if we plant them in a pot?
I think it would quickly outgrow the pot. I mean,
On rocks.
it's possible. Okay, so containment might be possible, but I don't know how to do it.
I
Like
don't
a
know
bonsai
anything
version of
about
the-
the world map, but out of curiosity, are there any like islands? Like, could we plant it on a tiny fucking island in the middle of the sea? instead of on the main continents. Although that wouldn't be like fulfilling your god's task for you.
Right.
Right. Also, you can make an Arcana check if you'd like, Ithrin, because you probably know the most about these seeds.
Mm-hmm. 17.
Because I mean, you're literally
Yeah.
damned if you don't plant these seeds.
Right.
Everyone else is damned if I do.
Right. With a 17, you realize that like the language is very specific. The seeds will not activate if they're not planted in the soil of a continent. So for example, if you took them to like Bloodport, which is a archipelago in the Blood Sea, or you took them to the Toe Islands or something like that, one of two things would happen. Either nothing would happen and the seed would still be viable, but just wouldn't take root. Or it would consider that place to be part of the landmass of the nearest continent and act accordingly.
Okay, I will convey that information.
Like the Toe Islands, for example, are close enough to Gelspad that they would probably count as part of that continent. The Dragonlands are one big ass island surrounded by a lot of smaller islands. You're assuming that if you planted it in the Dragonlands, it would reach out throughout the entirety of the islands.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what about Charlie's idea? Like, is like a way to contain it? I'm pretty sure a little terracotta pot won't work, but like mithril-lined terracotta?
I mean, if you plant it in like a pot that's not contained in the earth, that's not planting it in the soil of the continent. That's planting it in soil that came from the continent.
Okay.
As far as like building walls around it, the closest thing you could think of would be would be a magical barrier, and there are none that you're aware of that you would be able to erect that would last long enough to be effective.
Okay.
Right? Like, so for example, you could put up like a Lehman's tiny hut and plant it inside Lehman's tiny hut, and maybe that would hold it for a night. Even if you could cast like prismatic wall or something around it, that would only hold it for so long.
I
Is
just
there
wanna say
any
for the
magical
record-
items that we're aware of that could contain it forever?
Oh, there's a lot that could contain it forever, but that wouldn't.
Meet
Like
the
if-
criteria. Yeah.
Right, then you wouldn't be planting it. And what were you saying, Charlie?
I want to say for the record that this is why I don't fuck with deities.
Yeah, so
I mean,
Charlong
I
kind
have a number of regrets right now, but this is the situation we have.
To be fair, though,
I mean-
she saved us several times with the necklace thingy.
True.
Like, we would have legit just died. And Ithrin and her ice goddess saved us, but there had to be a catch.
Always a catch with the gods.
We just plant it somewhere it's already cold. Does that count?
I mean, I think doing anything other than following the order of the god is gonna be a problem, right?
Yeah, and like even if we could, like even if we do come up with some brilliant plan that like somehow outsmarts her, like she would still be angry and I would still be smote or worse.
Yep.
Yeah, from a tactical perspective, right? Pulling back to raw tactics, what you are required to do in order to fulfill your oath is make sure that those are growing on all 4 continents that are not Fenrilik at the same time. So the quickest way, the way that you could minimize that, do that with while minimizing the damage by the greatest amount, would be to have 3 other people, each of them travel to another continent. You all plant them at the same time, and then each of you try to cut down the seeds before everyone on that continent freezes to death.
At that point, can you just also tell her to like fuck off? She can't tell you what to do anymore. Like, is that possible? Like,
I am anticipating that if this plan succeeds, and there's a lot of failure points, if the plan succeeds, I will still be smote, but at least I will probably not be unhallowed.
What happens if I just take the seeds from her and eat them? What would happen then? I mean, that's not her fault. That's me. I'm the asshole there, but you can't plant seeds that are in me. Like, what happens then?
That is true.
We could go get them.
The seeds are not small. They're a little big to eat. If you'd imagine like a Fabergé egg, that's about the size of each seed.
You underestimate me, sir.
You better start chewing now, Charlie.
Garfield out. I mean, there's a lot of, if you wanted to just put them somewhere where Ithrin can't get to them, then you have options. There are tons of them, but
what happens though? Like, what is the outcome? What does Ithrin being in trouble with her god do?
I mean, it would probably be so, like, you know, that hypothetical about like you live forever, but there's this snail coming to kill you. And if the snail ever touches you, you die, and it knows where you are at all times, and the snail is also immortal. Like Ithrin becomes the snail.
Heard that. That's so funny.
yeah, best case scenario, you all, but primarily Ithrin, but likely all of you, have a god angry at you, and everything that entails.
I mean, I personally don't give a shit, but
Wouldn't
I'm
be the
sure
person.
Ithrin does.
The worst case scenario is Ithrin becomes unhallowed. The other gods abandon her and leave her to her fate, and that will ultimately, even if that state of being doesn't twist Ithrin into an evil monster, you'll find it very difficult to explain to any adventurer or scholar who figures out what Ithrin is that no, this one's nice. It's kind of akin to becoming a lich.
Cleric Lich.
Is there a magical item that I know about that we could put the seeds in and like only I could open it, or so that Ithrin couldn't get them? And then if they killed me, then they couldn't open it. So then
There's probably a dozen magical places that if you all put your heads together, there's probably a dozen magical places where you could think of to stick those things where somebody couldn't get at them.
The end of the line is angry goddess.
Right. You're fairly certain that's almost.
I'm not going to participate. That's where I'm at right now. I'm not going to participate. So
okay,
yeah, I'm not doing
that's
that.
fine.
All right, so the plan that I am currently favoring is the one where we try and plant them simultaneously and then just immediately squish the seed.
Do the most to honor your promise, and then
Say F you at the end.
Yeah, so the other option that I can think of is figure out some way to give some of the other gods a ring and be like, hey, I'm pretty sure you don't want your followers to freeze to death, so maybe help out.
well, I think we need to do both.
We could plant the seeds inside some sort of like explosive device so that you would still plant them, but then they would explode immediately.
And another question.
I don't hate that idea. That's pretty good.
Theoretically, if you weren't a worshiper of the Snow Queen, which god do you think you would worship?
Oh, probably Denev. Denev might help.
I don't know if the player recalls this, but
Denev's-
you communed with Denev.
I didn't know it was that easy.
You communed with Denev before about this specific issue, and she told you that she had no such plan in place with Frelia.
All right. Okay. All right. I remember that now.
Now, the chances of you getting Denev to intercede on your behalf are almost none. You're still kind of amazed that you were able to commune with her at all, and probably suspect that had something, if not everything, to do with Arius's involvement. Being the god of dreams, he can connect you with a sleeping titan pretty easily.
Okay.
Having said that, though, you know for sure Arius doesn't want you to do this. There are other gods you could reach out to depending on what kind of help you're wanting. Do you want to like make a religion check, perhaps, or?
Yes, please.
Sure. Unless anybody here has any ideas of a particular god you'd like to reach out to.
No,
That one.
that was my whole thing. Was just like, I feel like you need a backup god, Ithrin, because once you piss off this god, there's no going back. You need
I think,
someone protecting your corner.
I think Ithrin like tries to contemplate which god will help her, and she's running through all the consequences in her head and ends up giving herself a panic attack.
You got a natural 1 on that roll?
I did.
You do have an inspiration if you'd like to spend it.
Oh, yes,
Otherwise, I
of
can tell
course.
you what that natural 1 yields for you.
Okay, spending my inspiration. That's a 16.
Okay, so let's run the list real quick, shall we?
Okay.
Give me half a second. Sorry, I'm not firing on 100% of my cylinders tonight, so just bear with me a moment.
The one we know about so far, while you look that up, the owl god seems like kind of a dick, but also, wouldn't it be cool to be a dream cleric? Come on.
That would be cool. Are you talking about Arias?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely an option. So with the 16, I'm just going to give you sort of the victors. I'm going to run you through the victors and kind of what your thoughts on those might be. There's Belsmith. She's known as the assassin, the shifter, the slayer, or the witch. She's a vulture-winged thing of shadow and ill intent, cunning and dangerous. And is the favored deity of assassins, cutthroats, spies, evil necromancers, witches, others who prefer to reside or act in the shadows. She is notoriously backstabby.
Not
I
her.
don't think she's an option.
No, let's not go with the backstabby god.
There's Chardoon, the great general, the overlord, and the slaver. Chardoon is basically the overseer of the Iron Hells. He is the one who is responsible for the actual bindings that have bound most of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
He is, for lack of a better word, he is lawful evil incarnate. Like, if you make a deal with Chardoon, you can expect that deal to be honored to the letter. But he's not a nice guy. Your gut tells you that the thing that might work in your favor with Chardoon is he would be very pissed off at the presumption of a god who is not among the victors trying to do anything with his planet.
Okay.
But it's kind of like signing a deal with Lex Luthor.
He's a prospect, I'd say.
He's on the list. I mean, especially if he's the god of binding, he might like find a way to imprison the Snow Queen.
Right. There is Corian, the Avenger, Champion, Forge Father, and Shining One, the god of honor, duty, bravery, and physical prowess. Corian is also the god who created the Hollow Knights. So he is the good guy, as it were. The very sort of strong, upstanding hero among heroes.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's the best person to ask, like, help us break a deal without actually breaking the deal.
No, but the next Divine Victor might be up your alley. And Keeley, the shapeshifter, the storm, the trickster, and the unlucky. And Keeley, they are a prankster and trickster god worshipped throughout Skarn, but particularly there's a lot of temples to Keeley in Shelzar. And Keeley is known to
Charlong having gone to one.
Yeah, and
I was gonna
Keeley
say, I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, and Keeley's known to kind of pull tricks on everyone and respect a good scam. So that is an option.
That's a good option.
Which one was the god of the juggalos that had sex with Tori's character?
I remember this. The parade.
Yeah.
You're thinking of the Jack of Tears, who, as far as you know, isn't technically a god, but is on par with some of them in power. Not an impossibility. You'd have to get to Termana to probably talk directly to him. But but yeah, I mean, you could try to reach out to the Jack of Tears. He's also a notorious trickster and prankster, but definitely has a vested interest in the world keeping spinning and not freezing to death. There is Madriel, the Angel of Mercy, the first angel and the Redeemer. She's Belsmeth's twin and her polar opposite in personality. She is a peaceful healer, but not afraid to swing a sword if the need arises. There's Tennille, the huntress, goddess of nature. She is daughter of Denev, and sort of probably the god with the most vested interest in maintaining the natural order.
Okay, so right now I'm thinking either her or in Keeley.
We think she's gonna stand up to her mother, though.
Also, if I remember correctly, her mother was like, not my problem.
Denev was like, I didn't make that deal, and I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
It was pretty much the she didn't like offer to intercede on your behalf, but she also didn't seem like aloof about it. And the last god that you come up with is Vangel the Ravager, who is the god of war, death, and destruction.
Oh no,
I like him.
This is like everybody fights over the remaining resources.
Right, he's like blood.
Right.
I mean, we
You stab a man in the dead of winter, steam will rise from the wound. Probably be Vangel's.
Yeah, people go to war over the last bits of wheat left.
Right. There's a non-zero chance that Vangel would tell you to pound rocks if you asked him for help.
All right, so in Keeley or Tennille, essentially.
And why did you pick them too? It's all running together for me.
So, and Keeley is sort of the trickster god. And so
Okay.
I'm imagining if I go to him and I'm like, hey, help me wiggle out of a deal in a creative way, or like, Either I'm gonna die or everybody else is gonna die. Maybe both.
Okay.
Might like the chance to put one over on another god. And then Tennille is the one who's invested in the natural order, and like half a decade of winter is not that. And so she she might be able to come up with a way of like we'll use the seeds to return winter to the places it's supposed to be, but like normal winter, not everything dies winter.
We start there.
Yeah. What do the rest of you think?
All I know is that we shouldn't do it. So
I do not. I do not condone the planting of the seeds. If we can do something to avoid the planting of the seeds, I am for it.
Okay.
agreed.
And just a reminder, you do have the option. You do know that if you bathe the seeds in the heart's blood of a Thulkin for 7 days, they will melt and be destroyed. And
It's still smiting.
you're all aware that there are Thulkins not far from Shelzar.
Hold on. How many seeds are there?
4.
Could we find 4 Thulkins? Teleport them with us to plant the seeds and murder them on top of them after we plant them.
Vulcans are
Wow,
beefy.
that got dark.
Thulkins are not tiny. Oh, I did miss one.
I'm
of
expecting like mythical beast dragon size creature. Yeah, I mean I understood the absurdity when I threw the idea out there, but like mechanically, with the heart's blood of a Thulkin after it had been planted, still do anything to it? Or
no,
is
the
it...
seeds have to be soaked in
Okay.
it. You have a window. So just again to clarify, 2 things. One, I forgot one of the victors, which was Hadrad. Hadrada, the judge, the lawgiver. Hadrada is the one who set the cosmos back in order after the Divine War. Hadrada is the one who determines the laws of the world. Hadrada is the one who called the Divine War and set the terms of the Divine Truce.
That might be a good one.
But the other thing is, just to illustrate the absurdity of like the difficulty, it's not impossible, but it will be difficult, of planting all 4 seeds and killing them before they do any damage. You have effectively, once those seeds hit the ground, you have 1d6 minutes, during which time the Winterbloom has an AC of 10, a hardness of 2, and 5 hit points. Pretty easy to kill. If you are unable to coordinate timing across the planet within that window of time, they grow to full-blown Winterblooms, which are significantly more difficult to kill. They have legendary resistances, magic resistance, and they are resistant to all forms of damage.
They're god trees. I mean,
Did you say to all forms of damage?
That's what.
Yes, that's what I said.
they're god trees. So
So we're not going to plant them.
Well, so when like right after they're planted, they're pretty easy to squish.
They're super
Like,
vulnerable for
yeah.
1 to 6 minutes.
AC 10 with 5 hit points, so just don't roll a 1.
Right.
Sometimes that's hard.
The hard part of planting them and then killing them before they come to full
is
the full
doing
sprout
it at the same time in
is
4
doing it
locations.
at the same time in 4 locations across the planet.
I say let's find a god and get help. I'm not going to help plant the seeds either, so I won't be planting a seed. I'm sorry, I will fight for
okay.
you though.
It's a tall ask.
The other issue with simultaneous planting is in order to plant one of the seeds successfully, you have to be attuned to the seed. In order to attune the seed, you have to either be a cleric or a druid. So there's exactly one of you that can plant those seeds right now.
Okay.
Does Nolo have a god?
Nolo might worship a god, I'm not sure, but Nolo may very well worship several gods. They're from Asherak. And they can actually point out to you, there's probably 20 other gods that we could theoretically talk
What's
to.
the best way to talk to one? We have to go find a temple.
You go to one of the temples. There are, I don't go to the mainland much, but there are temples of every god on Asherak.
Should we go there?
With what purpose? Like to find a god to talk to?
Well, we have to talk to them in order to be able to make a deal, I guess. I'm assuming.
I mean, Nolo says, you don't necessarily need to go to a temple to ask for a god's help.
Oh.
But
right,
I can't imagine it wouldn't hurt. I can't imagine it would hurt.
If we can get stuff done here, I would say try here first, and then if we can't get anyone to listen to us, then we can go somewhere. So which god did we decide?
So right now it's between. Well, okay, the last one that you mentioned, Hadrada. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and Keely is the trickster god who might enjoy playing a prank and helping Ithrin weasel out of a deal. Tennille is the daughter of Denev, who is interested in keeping the natural order and might be the one to help us find a way to mitigate the effects. Essentially, we would like to bring winter back to where winter is supposed to be, but like in the way that it's supposed to be. So like, like it's not supposed to snow in the desert.
Right.
She says, well, Los Angeles is getting a whole bunch of snow. Anyway. Or we go to Hadrada, who's like, hey, this one random lady is about to undo all your hard work.
I vote her first. That's my vote. Everybody else gets a vote too.
Tennille, the middle one?
No, the last one.
Oh.
Hadrada. Hadrada's a he, but yes.
I'm sorry. He.
All good. Do you have a vote, Alan?
This is gonna end badly. That's my vote.
I have a slight preference for Inkili, but I also believe that it really doesn't matter what any of us vote. This is all a decision only Ithrin can make, because she'll have to be willing to pledge faith to this god in order to make it out of this alive.
You are all also aware of the existence of Manaway, though. I don't know if you know if you could come up with an angle to approach her or not, but Manaway is the goddess of the sea, who, by the sound of it, is going to be the least impacted by this thing happening.
Yeah, I don't. She would care.
I mean, if the sea temperature changes, if everything's frozen, the sea temperature changes, that is going to change some stuff.
That's true, yeah, and it does freeze out into the ocean, so you might have a shot with Manaway. But you also know Manaway is among the lesser deities like Arius, and Freya for that matter.
No, not them.
All right, so the other consideration is I don't think we can get Hadrada's attention.
That's what I was going to say. Can we do a check to see how we get a god's attention?
Yeah.
Sure, if everybody would like to make a religion check, you may do so.
Yeah, I'm
Is there an alternate check?
confident in
Arcana or history, either one would work.
They're both a -1.
16.
Gonna go good.
Yeah, I'm most confident in essentially the occult equivalent of having Tennille's phone number and having her pick up and actually take the call.
I would
Why
think
can't I roll?
that via the dream god that's already put you in contact with another deity, you may be able to request audience with whomever you wish, regardless of.
It's not
True.
impossible. Everybody dreams. What did you get on your check, Ithrin?
16.
And what did you get on your check, Charlie?
I used my inspiration and got 18.
Excellent.
I got a 19.
And yeah, miraculously. And did Charlung or Alan make a check or no?
I got a 16.
Woo.
Excellent.
Charlotte.
The idea that I just pitched could be my 23 if you want to play it.
I mean, that's fine. Arius is a route to all of the gods. Is there a god that you particularly would like to focus your effort on that die roll besides Arius? Charlotte.
No, I mean, not really. It's just like I would be thinking of like a formulaic or a spell, because that's an Arcana check, right? So it'd be
Right.
a magic-based way of convening,
I mean,
or communing.
If you can get a hold of a contact other plane scroll, or somebody who can cast contact other plane,
All right. I'll
that
pitch
would be
that.
one way to do it.
Yeah.
Does anybody have that?
Let me check. Nolo might. Sounds like a spell Mike would
I
take.
believe it's a 7th level spell though, and anything that involves shifting plane or contact other plane might be lower.
I think contact is only 5. But it doesn't matter because Nola doesn't have it.
But we could find someone to sell us that scroll, and Ithrin can cast it herself.
Theoretically.
Right? It's a cleric spell or a divine spell? Or is it
it is a divine spell.
Okay.
I think. Let me double triple check. Did you have a particular god in mind for your role, Alan, or were you just thinking of like general?
I was thinking of the fun god from Shelzar.
Keeley?
Yeah.
I mean, you know that there's absolutely a huge temple of Enkeely in Shelzar. And the best way that you know of to commune with Enkeely while there is to get rip roaring drunk.
Okay, but in that case, did Enkeely really talk to you, or did you just get so drunk you hallucinated?
Right.
Both. Why can't both be true, Ithrin?
Is a 5th level divination warlock wizard spell.
Yeah, warlock wizard. Yeah. And did you have anything in particular in mind, or were you making just kind of a general check for Lulu?
The last one.
It's a general check?
No, the last god that you talked about.
Oh, Hadrada?
Hadrada.
You immediately think of two things for reaching Hadrada. There's actually a city in eastern Gelspad called Hadrad that is a city that's entirely dedicated to worship of Hadrada. Their laws are super strict. There are certain priests of certain gods are not allowed there. Neither are druids. So you'd have to lie to get into Hadrada.
That is so intense.
Yeah, they're lawful. A slightly less restrictive route, however, is the city of Lokil, not far from Shelzar. it's largely a ruin, but what's remaining of it is one of the greatest libraries in all of Gelspad, and the people who run that library are worshippers of Hadrada. It's believed that they have a means of directly communing with the god there.
I will share that with the class.
Now that is definitely a better option than hi, we broke the rules to get here. Would you do us a favor?
Right. Now, the biggest roadblock to getting to Lokil for you right now is the only route that any of you are aware of to get there is to travel back to Shelzar and then make your way across the festering fields to get to Lokil. The festering fields is a 150-mile stretch of southern Gelspad that was completely poisoned with necromantic energy during the Divine War. So it has things like random batches of undead sprouting up, storms of necromantic energy.
Hey, we survived the Hornsoft Forest. Could it be worse than that?
Yeah, it's
Didn't we like teleport here somehow?
yes, you did, absolutely.
I can
There's
get us
no-
back to
let's go tell-
Shelzar tomorrow if, like now, if we wanted. The getting
Yeah,
to
I don't need
Shelzar
to
is
get
the
bunch of
easy
us
part.
to
It's the walking
Right.
across the dangerous.
Yeah, I think several of us can teleport now, so
Can we can't teleport to the other place?
I
If
don't
we could find
necessarily-
someone that knows the sigil
right.
for
we
the
don't
circle.
And I
Uh,
kind of don't want to use the necklace unless I absolutely have to.
Nah.
It's fair. That's fair.
Well, and the necklace wouldn't do you much good getting Lokil because it's never cold there. It's technically in the desert. It's just on a mountainside on the other side of the if any of you have, you can avoid it if any of you know how to get to Hollowfaust. You can avoid the festering fields.
Do I know how to get a hold of those?
Do you have teleportation circle?
No.
I mean, you know how to get to Hollowfaust like on a road. You don't know how to teleport to Hollowfaust.
No. Never mind.
And Charlie, was there anything in particular you were focusing on while you were thinking of options?
No, I don't
Just
know anymore.
sort of general stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, your conclusion is also Lokil is your best bet, though if you did want to try to lean on Corian, it does occur to you that despite your abrupt exit, the Hollow Knights sure do owe you a favor.
Oh yeah, I'll bring that up.
That's fair.
And they would be able to, if anybody can get you into direct contact with Corian, it would probably be the Hollow Knights.
That is true.
I'm gonna go check on my clay figurine. IRL. Be right back.
Sure. And Ithrin, you got what on your roll? You made 16, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of Tennille, your best bet of contacting Tennille doesn't typically have official temples per se. There are often Tennille is often honored at all faith shrines, or more frequently by going out into nature and hunting and communing directly with her in that regard.
I can hunt. I know how to do that.
All right. So here's my plan. Is I'm gonna go out to the woods. I'm gonna try and hunt something. I'm a terrible hunter. But
Do you want
it's
help?
yes, please.
I will help you hunt.
Thank you. And try and contact Tennille that way. If that doesn't work, fall asleep and hope Arias shows up. And if that doesn't work, head to the library in Lokil.
Okay. Where would you like to try to go to conduct your hunting?
Wherever
probably up.
Yeah, whoever's nearby that has lots of game.
Well, lots of game is a relative term. There is a forest.
Tundra.
There is an evergreen forest, not far from Kovo Kimru. But and you should be fine out there hunting. I know the rest of the party has done some work to insulate themselves against the cold. But as far as plentiful game, you're on the wrong continent for that.
Should we go back to Shelzar? Because if we could just go easy peasy, we could go back that way.
Well, I'm gonna try and do a hunt right now because why not?
Cool, let's do it. We're gonna hunt something here in this cave. There's bats.
Or at least, like, at the very least, like, go topside and look for, like, a snow fox or snow bunnies.
I feel like we're gonna find something terrible.
Probably. Snow bunny has fangs.
We're gonna find a glacier that's gonna eat us again. I'm down, let's go.
Like, I don't know, evil walrus.
We're hiding behind a rock. Oh god, it's gonna eat you now. I mean, it's gonna happen, but it's okay. We can go hunt whatever you want. We are still alive right now.
All right.
That's spirit.
Is everyone present okay with going topside then?
I mean,
Oh,
people
we're
are
all
invited, but, like, I'm not gonna, like, give you the sad eyes if you want to stay here where it's warm.
You're bad. Stop.
We have misbehaving cats,
Yeah, Laura's trying to steal Mr. Crowley's food.
as he does. Well, Alan, are you gonna go up top or are you gonna stay down?
if I don't go, they're gonna die. Fine. And then I put my hammer on my shoulder.
All right.
I'm gonna
Charlie?
commune with nature so that I can get the lay of the land when we go hunting.
Okay. How about you, Charlie? You going up top as well?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And Charlone, the group has decided to go try to hunt the forest near Kovo Kimru to try to make a sacrifice to Tennille in an attempt to reach her first. Are you going to join the group in that endeavor?
Yeah, I assume the clay crafts are probably done.
Yeah, it's not taking that long.
As soon as he gives it to me, I'll cast tongues and thank him so much. And
So absolutely. Thank you for liberating our people and for your assistance. There is the question of the Winterbloom seeds. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to bring them with you?
oops.
Under the assumption that Winter Queen is probably keeping an eye on me, and also I don't want any other, like, cleric of hers to show up and take them. So yes, I'll bring them with me.
Can we put them in the bag of holding?
You absolutely can.
Nolo is holding the bag of holding.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You load up the bag of holding with the Winterbloom seeds. Thank the Crampack and be on your merry up to the surface. The ride up to the surface is slightly more pleasant than the ride down, but not by much. So let's have everybody make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Did we prep? Am I holding on to people again?
I'm assuming you've taken every precaution that you can to do so, so you may all make the save with advantage.
Oh, good, because I rolled a 1.
Same.
What is the saving throw?
Dexterity.
I got a 12.
16.
Got a 14.
21 without advantage.
11.
Yeah, 21.
Excellent. During the travel, Ithrin, Charlung, and Lulu, oddly enough, are knocked prone a couple of times, suffering a total of 9 bludgeoning damage each.
To who?
To Ithrin, Lulu, and Charlung.
Ow.
Boo.
But bruised and battered, you make your way to the surface. As you arrive there, quarter of a second here. Sorry, I'm normally a little faster on the draw with this stuff. I'm just brain foggy from all this cold medicine. Yes.
Nice.
Breathy greets you as you reach the top and says, "Please, what are your findings? What we'd almost given up hope that you're going to return."
Oh, yeah, we got what we wanted, what we needed. Thank you.
What did you find down there?
I'll tell him. The little winged people. I forgot what they were called.
Oh, the Krampek.
The Krampek. Did I know what they were called though?
They eventually introduced themselves, told you their name and all that, and this seems to flabbergast the mage. They're like, "We didn't realize there were people down there. We didn't realize there were caves down there. Think of the resources we could find. I will have to get another expedition together. Thank you so much. Here's your gold." And they give you each.
I'll tell them to be careful of the poisonous fog and don't die.
Poisonous fog? Noted.
Also, it's a very
here's your notes
rickety
of credit
ride.
for the. Yeah, they don't actually give you gold. They give you notes of credit for the Kobo Kimber shops.
I don't accept this. I need real things.
How much credit?
It's 50 gold worth of credit, basically.
Each. So.
Yep. Yeah, they don't use coinage in Fenrilik, so.
Oh, okay. Well, we will have to come back. We have to go on a hunt. Where's the best place to hunt around here?
Oh, definitely. There's some wooded areas to the south of town where I think you'll find significant game.
There we go. That's where we should go.
Thank you.
Happy to be of service. Is there anything you need before you head out that way?
Is there a place we can get provisions?
Certainly, you can stop at any of the inns, and they will all accept those marks of credit.
Excellent. Thank you.
Of course.
I'll head in the direction he indicated.
Excellent.
Let's go.
Is there anything in particular that you'd like to pick up in terms of supplies?
Essentially just more trail rations. On my part, I don't really need anything more than that. I don't even really need the rations, but it's good to give back to the economy. I can just summon food.
Oh, that's funny. Good to get back to the economy.
Ithran is such a goody.
I got my axe. I'm good. I'm ready to hunt.
Okay. Give me just a moment as I get you a map built up. While I'm putting that together, is there any other business, anything else that you want to attend to while you are up that way?
Well, they're getting provisions. I'm curious if there is a like trinkets vendor and how much they sell rings of warmth for.
There is a trinkets vendor. You can get a ring of warmth for the equivalent of 400 gold.
Jesus.
How about?
Yeah, it's a pretty
I mean, that's a decent magic item price.
yeah, and they're a pretty valuable item to have here.
What if I sold them a piece of the Titan bone?
They would probably take that in trade.
Done.
For one ring.
Do I have more than one piece that I could get Charlong a ring to?
I believe you took one piece of the Titan's bone.
Okay. I will share my ring.
No,
You can pass it around.
I was just checking because a couple of us still need to make saves whenever we're traveling in the cold. It might be nice to avoid that.
So what does the ring of warmth do? Just I'm good all the time. I can just give my clothes to whoever didn't have them.
Yeah, pretty much. You should add it to your character sheet on D&D Beyond. And
Okay. After gathering your supplies, you all began making your way out into the forest.
I will give whoever needs a coat a coat. I don't know if someone didn't have one.
I believe everybody's got a coat.
you also now have resistance to cold damage, which is nice for me.
What is the other one I need? I need one for lightning too. I need one for exploding arrows as well. We'll get there. Just gonna have all the rings on my.
It's just like fucking.
Attunement is required, so I don't know how many attunement slots you have, but
Mine are.
We can make her a gauntlet, like in a certain movie.
Yeah.
well,
This is fun.
All right. Who would like to lead the hunt?
I think I should, because like this is like a ritual hunt, not a we have to feed ourselves hunt.
You should absolutely lead them. I
I
can give you the lay of the
PRB.
land if that helps.
if you want to assist, you're welcome to do
lights,
so. So
please.
let's have roll 20. You never cease to
roll 20.
never cease to amuse me.
My daughter likes to tell everyone to get it together.
Nice.
That's adorable.
Yeah, until it's not. Until it's not.
Yeah, I'm sure that the adorability of that wears thin pretty fast. So why don't you go ahead and give me a survival check? You can make that check with advantage since you're receiving some aid.
Hey. A 15 and a 22.
Excellent. As you are making your way out, you get about an hour out into the forest. When you come upon a massive set of tracks, and either side of those tracks, you see those telltale plowed areas of snow that indicate to you that you have found the tracks of a fell deer.
It sounds like a deer with fangs.
They're the massive deer that you saw earlier. The people using as like pack animals, basically.
So,
Fine.
what are the rules of this hunt again?
We do need to go over ground rules. That's a great idea. We're not going to willy-nilly it.
Catch the deer, don't get eaten.
Catch it or kill it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I assume we're gonna kill it, and then, like...
Are we gonna kill it when we catch it, or are we gonna catch it and then kill it in a ritual?
Yeah, that's good to know.
I think the hunt itself is the ritual.
Do we need to pray?
If that makes you feel better, but I'm not going to ask you to do that if it makes you uncomfortable.
Do orc ritual hunts allow chain lightning?
Orc ritual hunts allow whatever you want to use as a weapon.
All right, cool.
So, do we say go or
1, 2, 3, go.
I'm gonna run for it? Rage. Ooh, let's go.
I will try to catch up on my little ratkin legs.
Wait, I'm gonna
All right.
rage while I'm by everybody, so everybody can rage too if they would like.
Excellent.
Choices.
You are going to begin chasing the fell deer. Let's have everyone go ahead and give me a initiative roll, please.
16.
Nat 20.
I have advantage. Oh, nat 20 as well.
Boo.
No, we're gonna need those 20s for later.
I have advantage.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, whoa, we were like blowing all of our good rolls.
So mine ends up being a 21 because I have +1.
All right, so
But
20
you might have more, Melena.
I have 3 + 3.
So Melena's is better.
Excellent. And what did you get, Charlie?
23.
Excellent.
The little
And
icon for the deer is so cute.
Starling, you got an 8.
I got an 8. I can tell you right now that Shalung's first action will be to shake their head after the warriors have run off without haste.
I love it. I'm for it.
We'll never learn.
And Nolo got a 14. So our first action will go to Alan. What would you like to do as you see this fell deer moving through the trees to the south?
I will try to shoot it with my crossbow. See if we can like slow it down.
Nice.
Sure. Go ahead and make your attack check, please.
$17.
Excellent. You fire the crossbow and it hits the fell deer, but does not penetrate the hide. Like you see the bolt bounce off.
Weird.
Weird.
Like, normally this fucks shit up.
You forgot the exploding part. That's the part that fucks things up.
Well, we just want to catch it. I didn't want to like explode it.
I mean, we're getting attention.
You do have the extra attack so that you can
yeah. I'll do it again.
give it a shot.
Yeah, miss probably.
Yeah, you fire wide. Doesn't even. You manage to miss this massive animal.
Don't say it like that, Travis. Are you gonna throw shade?
Charlie, it is your action. What would you like to do?
Were we directed to not use magic or?
No, you can
No.
absolutely use magic.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and use Eldritch Blast.
Excellent.
Gonna vaporize it.
Let's see. I get 3 of them.
Nice.
Do I roll once or 3 times?
You roll once, and then you'll multiply the. You roll the damage 3 damage dice for it. It's all on one target.
Mm,
What was your?
that's really unfortunate. That would be 1.
Oh, excellent. You fire and knock down about half the trees between you and the deer,
Sweet.
clearing a path for the deer to move toward you. Anything you'd like to do as a bonus action?
I guess I'm gonna throw a bardic inspiration at. Who's next in line?
Lulu.
Well, then I'll throw it to Lulu.
Excellent. Lulu, you are inspired. What would you like to do?
How big is this deer? Like, can I go get it or like wrestle it?
You see how big the token is?
No.
If you
Scroll
scroll all the way
down.
out, you'll see it at the bottom.
Oh, I do see how big the token is. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna go get it.
Excellent.
I mean, I have to get in its face. I can't do anything else.
And you're inspired. I mean, what does everyone expect?
You are inspired and you're raging, and you have extra attack, I believe, correct?
I do. I would like to try to get on its back and then get it.
All right. Well, your movement, you won't be able to climb it unless that's the only action you take. But you will be able to reach it if you take a aggressive move and attack twice.
I'll climb it as my action.
Okay, excellent. So you run up and climb on its back. Go ahead and give me just an athletics check to see if you're able to get on its back without falling over.
All right. I have to roll in Roll20 because D&D Beyond's not letting it. So it's 5, but it's plus 9. So yeah.
Excellent.
14.
Yeah, you run right up its leg and are up on its back, fully raged out and ready to assault it. Ithrin, it is your action. What would you like to do?
I would like to guiding bolt the deer.
Good call. Nice opening salvo. Go ahead and fire.
Oh, that's a 12.
Excellent. You shoot, and the guiding bolt gets caught in the tree, in the few remaining trees, not hitting the deer. Unless you have inspiration left.
Nope, I spent it to get rid of a natural 1.
Whoops.
Worth it. Worth it.
All right. That will bring us to Nolo. Nolo is going to drop a witch bolt at it. That will absolutely hit. For a whopping 2 points of damage.
2?
But as long as Nolo maintains concentration, they can just zap it again every turn. As electricity starts dancing around the deer, fortunately not shocking Lulu. Charlotte, it is your action.
Bonus.
What would you like to do?
Does electricity... Can I tell if it's having a normal effect? Or is it, like, impossible to tell?
It doesn't seem to be upsetting it too terribly much, but that's not...
It also looks like a really weak electrical effect.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like it's, it wasn't like a lightning bolt.
Yeah. So I assume a lightning bolt's gonna hit Lulu because she's on its back.
I mean, it's tall. It's 20 feet tall. So, unless you're using like call lightning from the sky,
Yeah.
you're probably not going to hit Lulu. Actually, well, if you're just lightning bolting, that'll just come out of your hand. Indeed.
I mean, let's just try to hit it with a lightning bolt, I suppose.
Yeah, give it a shot. Is that just a save on its part?
Yeah, Dex DC 17.
Excellent.
For 27 or a half.
It does not make it save, so it sucks 27. You notice that didn't seem to deter it.
You mean from running at us?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So just to not all be standing in one giant thing.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
I'll accept my fate if it manages to spot me as the person who shot the lightning bolt, but I'm going to move over here.
It absolutely seems to have spotted you as the person who shot the lightning bolt. And as it is now its action, it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It does still give it its movement. That also triggers its trampling charge. So it's going to run at you, and it's going to make an attack, a gore attack specifically.
Whippy. This is good. I said this was gonna end badly.
You're right.
Does a 31 hit?
I'm pretty sure that hits me.
A 31? My
There's no
God.
dodging this thing's attacks, by the way. Just to let you know that.
All right, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10, 11 bludgeoning damage. Oh no, I'm sorry, 21 bludgeoning damage.
God, Travis.
How's that turn into 21?
And I need you because it's got a plus 10 strength modifier. And I need you to make a strength save at DC 20, please.
I fail that.
Excellent. You are knocked prone as this deer puts its head down, just lets out a horrible roar that rattles the trees, runs straight forward at Charlung, gores it with its antlers. Charlung flies about 30 feet in the air, lands on the ground, and the fell deer brings a foot down at Charlung. I assume a 19. Oh, it's got advantage because you're prone. Does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
You're not going to shield or anything?
I mean, I don't have anything that does that.
Oh, I thought you had
Did
shield.
you cast your mage armor?
Yeah, I mean, but my AC is only 15 with mage armor.
Oh,
So,
okay, yeah. So shield would only bring it up to 20.
well, it's shield allies. So
Oh, I thought you had
technically,
shield.
I believe it's not yourself. But yeah,
All right, 1 second.
I don't know. Yeah, an ally in range who you can see is hit by an attack. So that I had to take that. That means not me.
So you all see this deer come lunging forward. Antler Charlung into the air. Charlung flies into the air, like flips over 3 times, lands on the ground, and this deer just stomps on Charlung. You take 33 bludgeoning from the stomp.
I think Sherlong's down.
Yep.
Are you like down?
Yeah.
All right. So you hear like bones crack and shit. Alan,
Somebody
is your
help him.
action? What would you do?
Rage, rage.
I rage.
You're not
There's
close enough
nothing-
to rage.
What can I
Are-
do
are
for Sherlock?
your weapon lets you rage now? Is that right? No, the weapon that.
The weapon that Lulu has lets people rage with her.
But they have to be within how many feet?
Oh
I
yeah.
thought it was when I started
when she started
raging.
the rage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are you then? That's fine. I misunderstood. If you're in a rage, that's fine. You may certainly rush toward and try to attack, or you can try to attack with your bow and arrow.
I will. Can I make it if I run at it?
What's your move?
My move is 30.
It is 40 feet away.
But if I
Um,
rage, don't I get like double?
You don't get double, no. Does Lulu's rage give Lulu any bonus speed?
Let me look. Advantage on strength checks, saving throws, +3 melee damage with strength weapons, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. You can't cast or concentrate on spells. Your rage ends early if you are knocked unconscious. Nope.
Okay.
+3 though with your melee weapon.
Yep. So you will not be able to. You can run up and shoot twice, but you can't run up and hit.
But you will
Alright,
be resistant to bludgeoning.
That's good to know. So I will shoot once. So I'll run my 30 feet and then I'll shoot it. And then I will use my second action to yell, "Fuck it up, Lulu!"
You can yell that while you're running and still get 2 shots.
Well, because that's my
Oh, you're using your commander strike?
my
Oh.
commander strike.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
So
let me-
you
Hit. Come on. Nope, I miss. Goes wide, I shoot it in the air,
all right.
and
Uh,
then I yell, "Fuck it up, Lulu." And hang on, she gets something from my superiority die.
10 +9 +3, 21 plus whatever Milena says.
Yeah.
Not to math, but 22 plus whatever Milena says.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
excellent.
half a bottle of wine in, Corey.
Probably a good idea to be.
Hey, that might make the difference. 21 versus 22 against this thing.
You're right, and I appreciate you doing the math.
+9.
Woo!
All right, so that will absolutely hit. You may go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah, Feldier,
plus
does a
5.
31 hit you?
How's it feel?
How's it feel? 8 + 5, 13. Corey, math me. All right, we're good.
All right, so 13, you said?
Yes.
What? Come on, roll 20. Let's pretend like
Do I
we've
get
done
to
this
do 2
before.
attacks or just 1?
Because it's commander strike, it's just 1.
Okay, I was just checking.
There we go. Thank you. All right. That completes Alan's turn, correct?
Correct.
Charlie, what do you got?
I'm double checking here if I'm doing what I think I'm doing. I think I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers. At 5th level on it.
Oh, Lord Jesus and baby Jesus. All right. And so what kind of a save does it need to
Wisdom 16. I know, I thought that might work out pretty well for me.
Yeah, it might work out pretty well for you.
It might be a wise deer though. I don't trust shit.
It's a good call. I got an 18.
See this motherfucker. All right, it's half of this, but 20, so 10.
Excellent. And there are no additional effects if it makes it save, correct?
Oh, I missed one. Hold on. One more die. Another 6, so 3.
All right.
No, there are no additional ones because they made it.
All right. It lets out another as you hit it. Any bonus
then
actions?
I'm gonna give a bardic inspiration. Hold on one second. Oh, I'm a schmuck. I'm going to mass healing word as a bonus action. Are you okay?
Yes, but you can't cast a level. You can't cast 2 leveled spells in the same turn.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yep. If you would cast a cantrip, you would be able to cast it, but you can't.
Right. All right. And I'm gonna throw a bardic inspiration at who else is up there? I
Melena.
can't. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not up there yet, but I will be.
Okay. Will
Okay.
be this next
She's
turn.
raging.
All right, and it's a D10.
Excellent. So now Lulu and Alan both have an active bardic inspiration, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And what do you add the
it is a
D10 to?
D10. It's basically everything but damage, like D20 rolls.
Cool. All right. I got it.
All right. That then completes your turn, Charlie.
Yes.
Lulu, it is your action. So you're on the deer's back as you see this, and like all you see is Sherlin like fly up into view, fall out of view, and then like a spray of blood fly into view over the deer's antler.
No. We're gonna blind the deer. That's the goal.
All right, so you're gonna chop at its eyes.
Yep. If I get one completely blind, and then I'm gonna go to the other side and get the other one.
All right. I'm gonna have you make those rolls at disadvantage because you're trying to target its eyes specifically, but you do have the option of recklessly attacking. There you go.
Yes. We're gonna be reckless. So that's a 20.
20 will hit.
And a 22. Man, math.
Both of those will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage on each strike, and the fell deer suffers the blinded condition.
Hooray.
16. 8. I think I have 3 attacks now. Do I have 3 attacks now? Or maybe that was one of the feats that I did not take.
I believe that was because you were hasted.
2. Dang it.
Yeah.
Didn't wait.
So we have 8, and how much was the first damage?
16.
Okay, so 24.
Yeah.
Excellent. It is blinded. It will be attacking at disadvantage. And it's bleeding out of its eye pieces.
I'm going to call out the god's name that we're trying to get the attention of and be like, this is for you.
All right, so you shout, "Teal!" as you strike twice. Go ahead and roll percentile dice for me.
Oh God, I don't like percentile dice. This never goes well. Is that the D100 with the
Yep.
2 next to it?
That is correct.
86.
Awesome. Good showing. Not quite what you needed, but close. So no luck as of yet.
This is for you, bestie.
Your
Try that
prayer
one
to the goddess of hunting has seemingly fallen on deaf ears for now. But you have blinded the Feldir, so congratulations there. Ithrin, it is your action. What would you like to do?
Okay, Sherlong's still down?
Very, yes.
Very dead.
Wait, dead or down?
Well, he's
Down.
out of hit points, yes.
They've not made any death saves yet.
Okay. I'm going to take a move action. And then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 4th level.
Oh,
So
do you ever
take-
go invisible? I hope you don't get seen right there. Oh, it's blinded. We're good. Okay.
Right, yeah.
23. Take 23 hit points back, Corey.
Nice.
Yay!
In response, I'll ask, do you want to stay here? Or get back to distance, because I'm leaving.
I think I gotta see this through, but you do you.
I mean, we can go back right where you were.
It'll be okay. Do it. Leave. Don't die, Ithrin.
I already used my move.
I need to check something because I suspect this. Oh, okay. I was worried that the thing I was going to cast was very broken, and it would have been.
Yeah.
Okay. And that completes Ithrin's action, correct?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. So
Wait, that was
Nolo-
24?
23.
23, thanks.
Nolo's going to drop the Witch Bolt again. That's better.
Nice.
Dealing 24 electrical damage to our good friend. And he's also going to move around this way. And shout, "I'm over here!" You know, trying to confuse our dear friend.
I get it, dear friend.
Yeah, but Charlong, it is your action. What would you like to do?
Am I to intuit that Ithrin did not want to leave? Because I'm about to teleport away from here, just back to like Charlie. Like, I can take you with me.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let the other people tank.
Yeah. Okay, cool. In that case, I'm gonna 6th level Thunder Step.
Right on. I would like to remind you that Lulu is on this Feldir's back. Are you okay with that?
I mean, is the
I
back...
guess whatever.
Hold on. Is the back 10 feet away from the nose?
Fair question.
The back is 10 feet away from the foot that you're by. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well,
Okay,
I
I thought
think I'm
Thunder Step-
technically on its face.
It's a 10-foot.
Oh, okay. And yeah, you'll just get the deer.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
a really big deer.
Yeah. I was hoping that there was enough distance between the back and the front of the deer that it either way I would have let her get hit by the Thunderstep. Sorry.
It's okay. It's fair.
So
fair
con
comment.
save DC 17.
Excellent. Well, it does have a pretty hefty
Oh.
con save, so
Oh,
It's got that going for it.
Well,
What am I
40.
thinking of? The some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. What's that from?
a lot of things.
You're thinking of Shrek.
Oh, right.
It barely fails, so it got a 16.
cool.
So
It
will
takes
suffer
43
points.
thunder damage as
That's
Ifrin and I
awesome.
are teleported back to next to Charlie.
It sort of rears up on its hind legs and crashes the front back down, spitting out a mouthful of blood. I do need a strength saving throw from our beautiful barbarian to see if you get thrown off the back of this thing.
All right. This plus 9. 19.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you just basically like the axe is still in one of its eyes and you just kind of hang on for dear life as it bucks. Get it, Buck? It's a deer. So
you got a lot of jokes right now,
I'm
Travis.
just it's all the NyQuil talking. All right, so you managed to maintain your grip
Checks out.
and your balance, and miraculously are fine. The Feldir is going to turn and blindly try to rush at Alland because Alland is closest.
Cool.
So it runs kind of through Alland's position. Well, I guess it stops when it hits Alland. Yeah, that's probably fair. I just need to check one thing real quick. It does again have disadvantage, so I got a natural 1. It goes barreling forward, missing Alland entirely, taking out all of the trees in the center area and stopping like right here, basically.
I have a maneuver called Repost that when a creature misses you with a melee attack, I can use my reaction and expend one superior die to make a weapon attack against it.
You may feel free to do so.
Cool.
And you have
Do
advantage
it.
because it's blinded.
I will hit it with my hammer. Come on.
You want me to put the hammer down?
What? Hang on. I'm going to re-roll this. I'm going to use my inspiration because I rolled a 1 again. Like, what is with this dice?
It doesn't like you.
It does not.
Oh, you have a bardic inspiration. You can also blow that instead.
Oh, the bardic inspiration adds.
A d10. Yep.
So that was the 3.
And then add your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, plus a d10. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 18.
All right. You swing and crack it in the knee. Go ahead and roll the damage for your hammer.
I am gonna murder somebody. I rolled a 1 again, but that's like a 5 damage. What is happening? I'm gonna reset this computer.
Don't forget to add +3 because of your raging.
Yes,
Oh.
3.
Yeah, plus 3, so 8.
And did you use your bardic inspiration?
Yes.
I did, yes.
That's a hit.
Womp womp.
Womp womp indeed. Yeah, she wouldn't have hit if she didn't. All right. You crack it in the knee. It is still up and still feisty and still very angry, but also still very blind. Now it becomes your action, Alan. What would you like to do?
My action again?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because that was
your reaction.
all right. I will Warhammer it again. Swear to God. 19.
19 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Seven more damage.
And you get one more attack because of your extra attack.
I will attack it again. Do you want to go, Lulu? Should I yell for you?
Your
Well,
choice. No,
you still get,
if you want to get it, get it.
regardless, when you get the attack action, because of the way extra attack works, it doesn't like eat your bonus action.
Oh, cool. So I can do both and have her.
Yep.
Well,
13.
no, having her attack does eat an attack, though. You spend
Yeah.
the superiority
Oh,
die
does it?
and
Okay.
sacrifice one of your attacks to make someone else attack.
Oh, 13, I'm assuming misses.
No, 13 total or 13 on the die.
13 total.
Oh, then yes, that does absolutely miss.
Yeah.
Did you add 3?
Yeah, that was
Not to
my.
hit, right?
Oh, my plus 3 to hit. It was 13, so it's 16 to hit.
16 still misses.
Yeah.
A swing and a whiff.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, no. I actually have 3 attacks when I take the attack action on my turn now because I leveled up.
Because you level up. Do you want to use that last one for a superiority die to give Lulu the attack?
Yes.
Or do you?
Mhm.
Okay, excellent.
Cool. I will
Fuck
hit it. Yeah, 27.
That will-
Does 27 hit?
that will absolutely hit. Go ahead and drop that damage.
Plus 5, your damage.
Oh, because of your superiority dice?
Yeah.
Yep. So
8 plus 5 is 13.
excellent.
Woo!
You crack it in the back of the skull. It lets out another angry roar. This thing is not going down.
Does it look hurt?
Oh, it's hurt bad, but it's not. It's certainly still got fight left in it. We are at time. Do you want to get one more combat round in before we call it a night?
I'm good.
Yeah, one more.
All right, excellent. One more combat round to go. Charlie, what would you like to do?
I'm going to. One second. I have to double check my facts.
You guys who are there might also want to move out of the range of the deer just so that nobody dies.
When it falls over.
I'm gonna cast Mass Healing Word on everybody will get this. It's a 60-foot. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that'll get everybody.
Yeah. And then it's sorry, I'm stupid right now.
Very good.
Um 7 for everybody.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast it again. And this time I'm going to have a total of 20.
That will hit.
Okay. And then roll 1 damage and then you triple it too? Or
Yep,
no?
that is correct.
5.
Excellent. So 15.
Correct.
All right, cool. Excellent. You zap it, and it is clearly beat pretty badly, but again, still up and moving. These things are giant bags of hit points. Lulu.
I was also gonna move real quick too.
Oh, by all means, yeah, please do.
I'm just gonna. This is flat-ish, right? This isn't like I can move off of this light color.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it's all like trees and
Okay.
brush. So you
All
can
right.
certainly go into the trees.
It was trees. I don't
Well,
think the middle is trees.
the middle is not trees anymore. The middle is sort of just flat splinters, but the rest is trees. All right, excellent. Lulu, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna hit it. Woohoo!
Right.
Attack number 1.
Take a couple of chops at its back.
Did I roll 2? I don't know where I was before.
Yes.
Well,
So you
Let's
rolled-
just say I'm reckless. We'll just go with it. So
that's
9 plus 11, 20.
That'll hit.
And then the next one is 9 plus 6 is
That-
15.
That will miss.
I
So you got
will
one-
use my Bardic Inspiration.
You haven't used your Bardic Inspiration yet? Go for it.
No. 8.
That will absolutely hit. So you got roll your damage twice.
6 plus 5 plus 3 for my melee weapon.
For your rage.
Yep. So 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 3. 14. My God.
All right.
4 plus 5 is 9 plus 3 is 12. You got all that?
Yep. You bring the axe down 2 more times into its head, and blood is just kind of spraying out of the area between this thing's antlers, but it is still up.
Man.
Ithrin, what would you like to do?
I am going to inflict wounds.
Excellent. Is that a spell attack or does it make a save?
It's a spell attack. 22.
That will absolutely hit.
Let me double check. Yeah, melee spell attack.
Travis, we need a health bar on the on the roll 20.
44 damage.
Woo!
How
I
much?
cast it at 44. I cast it
Holy
at
cow.
5th level.
That's insane. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Ithrin, you reach out and lay your hand on the deer. You have to like run up to it basically to do this, but you reach out and lay your hand on the back leg. And as you do, each of the wounds where Lulu has chopped into it burst open, like doubling in width. As blood and brain and ichor just spray forth from all of these wounds.
So Ithrin's going to say, I'm real sorry about this, but I got to talk to Tennille.
Excellent.
I'm going to
and-
yell to Neil again when that happens because clearly I'm covered in blood. Like, there's no way I'm not.
That's true. I need dexterity saves from
Oh boy.
from Lulu and from Alland as the deer starts falling toward Alland.
Oh, no.
I have advantage on dexterity saves. So that, ooh, thank God I have advantage. Ooh, 20. Ooh, man. Super glad I have advantage.
I rolled an 11, but I have Indomitable, so I can re-roll a saving throw that I fail.
Excellent. Please do.
Very cool.
17.
Excellent. Alan jumps back out of the way, and Lulu like rides the corpse to the ground
That is
and
so
like
cinematic.
steps off of it basically as the corpse hits and shouts, "Tennille, I'm talking to you!"
I
And
love this.
that is where we will wrap up game for this week. We'll see how it goes next session.
This is such a cliffhanger. It's such a cliffhanger.
Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's game?
I have a complaint actually. Lulu is too cool. I don't think she should be allowed.
It was definitely some awesome stuff. The
Also-
combat is over, and you have had a successful hunt. Congratulations. We will see what happens with that when we return next session in 2 weeks' time.
That town's gonna be giving us like half their magic items. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you certainly will be able to drag back a lot of meat. All right. So as we are wrapping things up, let's go ahead and have everyone tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you would care to promote. Let's start things off with Ithrin, please. Your pertinence.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I was playing Ithrin, the Druid Cleric today. Pronouns are she, her, and you can find me over at the Stolen Fires channel, where I do a lot of tabletop role-playing streaming. Pretty light week this week, but you should follow anyway.
Excellent. I've thrown the link to that up in the chat. Thank you so much. Definitely go over there and give Rachel a follow. Lots of good content over on her channel. Next up, we have Alan. Please, your pertinent details.
Hi. My name is Milena, she, they. I'm playing Alan, she, her. And having a lot of fun. I'm jealous of Lulu's abilities. And I'm jealous of Ithrin's like 44 damage with one move. Like, what the heck? Like, I am supposed to be the barbarian / fighter. Like, this is making no sense to me.
So, I mean, I cannot do that again until I get a long rest.
Yeah, but it was like insane. In real life, I'm a artist and yoga teacher. Actually, Mike, who plays Nolo, and I did the art for Frostlands of Fenrilik, so go pre-order it now. And since this week is Eating Disorder Awareness Week, I just wanted to say that I see you, I hear you. If you ever need to talk to anyone about what you're going through, you can message me on any of my socials at Milena or Milena Moves Mindfully. As a recovered eating disorder person myself, I would be happy to help in any way I can.
That is beautiful and amazing, and thank you so much for saying so. Super cool, and thank you. And I also just threw the link to both Milena's Patreon as well as Frostlands of Fenrilik up in the chat right now. So check both of those things out. And thanks again for sharing that with us. Greatly appreciate it. Next up, Charlene, please, your pertinence.
Hey, I'm Corey, aka Narf on the interwebs, and I'm playing Charlung, both of us, they, them. Yeah, no, when I'm not doing tabletop streams with Travis, I work on a video game called Caves of Cud. It's a old traditional roguelike with a whole lot of story. I think a recent statistic that I saw mentioned in our dev channel was that we're approaching 100,000 words of handwritten content in Caves of Cud. So, not to mention infinitely procedurally generated content in Caves of Cud. So,
it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a big game. I have thrown the link to Caves of Cud in the chat, and it's also available on Steam, correct?
Yeah, Steam and Itch and every place you get games. Hopefully, someday Microsoft stores on your Xbox and PlayStations too. We'll see.
Beautiful. Well, fingers crossed for that. Here's hoping. Next up, that brings us to Charlie. Please give us your pertinent details.
I'm Sarah Sternberg, she, her. I'm playing Charlie, she, her. And I'm just like not really in the mood to talk about me. So, yeah.
Sure, no worries. Absolutely understandably. And that, last but not least, brings us to Lulu. Please, your pertinence.
Hi, I'm Allie, she, her. Lulu is also she, her. No, this is my art. Thank you, Milena, for recognizing. I use Travis for creativity. And also, you forgot that you play guitar.
I feel privileged to be a part of your creative outlets, and that is true.
I have fun. This is great.
I did. I'm glad you're having a good time. And I did notice a guitar post today, in fact, over on your Instagram, Milena.
Oh,
it was good too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always can post it because I'm like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
You have like endless talents.
It's called ADD.
It's the one talent to rule them all. And I guess that leaves me. I'm Travis, he, they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. Among the games I've written are Frostlands of Fenrilik, which is for Scarlands, which we've been playing today. I do want to make you aware that there's a 50% off sale over at IPR on all of Onyx Path's OGL stuff. That includes Scarred Lands, traditional printed materials, most of what's left in stock of first edition Pugmire materials, and legend lore. I've had the privilege of working on all those settings and do the development for Scarred Lands. So I would love it if you'd go over there and check those out, take advantage of those sales, get beautifully traditionally printed materials at half off. I also want to remind you that the GM's Day sale is going on over at Drive Through RPG. It's up to 30% off on PDFs. There's literally thousands of things on offer there right now, but and most of the catalog for Onyx Path is on sale. I think that's it. If I forgot something, I blame entirely the cold medicine that I have taken today. But we will be back in 2 weeks' time at this channel, same time, same channel for episode 8 to see where things go now that you have successfully hunted and evoked the goddess Neil. We'll see where that goes. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Wash your hands, wear masks, get shots, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you again real soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.